What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? Man, we got one today. We're going to talk a little bit about the moment business owners relax too early. Um, the job has been assigned, but it's not over. All right. And so this one right here is something that I struggled with a long time while I was in my business. It's just not for cleaning business only. This is for business, period. Because I'm finding out that I'm doing the same thing that I've done in my cleaning business as I transfer and to do other things. Um, and this one, as I start setting up automations, I started getting things together. I started to making life more easier in business. Some of the principles that we used to have or that we do have in business still are needed to be addressed. So the job has been assigned, the calendar looks handled, the crew has to work, but the name is still need to be protected. And the name that we're talking about is the name of the business. All right. So you have contractors, you have subcontractors, you have employees, you have people that's actually been assigned to jobs or assigned to do work. What do you do after that? A lot of times you get stressful to trying to say who's gonna take this, who gonna take this building, who's gonna take this job, right? And then we assign to somebody, we find somebody that's gonna be in the building, and then as an owner, we tend to relax. But we can't relax yet because the name is still on the job. And now, when I first started business, and I'm not, when I say first started, this was about 2, 3 years going on into the business, that I struggled with this one thing right here. And it's because I was playing offense. I didn't do any defense. I was so busy going to get more clients, going to get more buildings, going to clean buildings, that my defense was shot. And what I mean by defense is what we're going to talk about here. All right. So you get to business, you get your building, you get it assigned. What next? All right. And then when we do automation, all right, you get your follow-up, you close the deal, you get somebody to get in the building. Now what next? You end up right at the same point. All right. So this is where the business owner, this is not just a business owner standard. Assignment is assurance. So you sign it, you have assurance, but it's not it again. It's not it. So I want to bring up one of my slides here because people said they love when I do a slide. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it right here like this here. And again, here we go. Let's see if my phone ring. After the job is assigned, build the. Oh, there we go. Now we moved on into the next one. All right, let me kind of get into it then. All right, so after the business is assigned, um, that means that you have an assurance that the job is done, but the job is really not finished because your name is on it, as I keep saying. And so let's go on into here's what I want to leave you with tonight, right? Before, during, and after the work, there needs to be a standard. It's not memory, not apology, no last minute inspection. A standard your team can see, follow, and prove. All right. So that's what we're talking about tonight. All right. It's not for memory, a standard that it's not an apology, and it's not no last minute. Something that's already set up so that your team knows what to do after the building is assigned. I speak a lot from the perspective of having a team, right? And I know a lot of people that I've talked to recently, they're still in the field. Now, it's still okay if you're in the field. You just might have to do a little bit more, all right? Because you got to, after you get out the field, you got to end up doing your quality assurance. All right. So you put your person in the building, you make sure they do it, you go do your building, and you go back and have to go do your quality assurance because the name of the company is still on the line just because we put people in it. And like I said, I did this a lot, man. I had subcontractors I put in the building, and they were cleaners. They had their own cleaning company. And sometimes, man, I just didn't go back. I was focusing on how to pay people to work. And as they was working and I had contractors in, I didn't see the point of paying somebody to go inspect when I'm paying somebody to do the work. And that's what a lot of my buildings in the first, let's say 3 years, I started to have problems. I started to have problems. And one of the things is, and I'm gonna talk about it in this thing, is that when we don't hear nothing, that doesn't mean that it's no problem. That means you're being reactive. So you get into a business, you start to put people into work. You start to feel like, man, I got this thing set up. And then you're not hearing nothing from your clients. So you're like, okay, I got it, man, I got it. But that's because you don't hear anything. It does not mean that the work is being done to the quality that your brand wants to put out. And that's the next step of the automation. You get your stuff together, you get your follow up, you get your walkthroughs, you assign your building. As I said again, now you got to do the quality assurance. All right. So let me go on back to here. Let's see what we're talking about here. So a lot of owners feel relief when the jobs get assigned. I get it. The work is no longer sitting on the plate, but assignment only means somebody has the job. It does not mean that the job is protected. If nobody checks the standard, your reputation is still exposed. All right, so that's what we're talking about, right? So in the business, you have certain levels that you reach, and yes, we putting people in there. Yes, we're becoming bigger companies, and we started to be able to have more time to do other things. But yes, we still must play defense. We must put other people back into the buildings to go check them, so that way that we know that the assignment or that the job is done correctly. I've heard something said, whatever you don't manage will manage you. My business started managing me because I wasn't managing my quality assurance. I didn't have a structured outline, or I didn't have a structured setup to where I'm gonna tell you, this person here, this is what you're gonna go by when you check this building. And then I need to see that you check the building. Because again, sometimes people go in and they look at the building and it looks good. So if they don't have certain things that they're checking for, then you might end up not getting your quality check the way that you want your quality done. All right. So that's one of the things that I was struggling with in the beginning of the business. And I wanted to do it by memory. Like I wanted to have it in my mind when I go into a building, I know what needs to be clean. So I'm going in the building, I'm watching it first. Right. I'm going behind my cleaners at a certain point in time. I start going behind them. And I know what needs to be clean. But when I start to delegate the inspection to someone else, I didn't have it written down. So I'm telling them to inspect the building, but they're not inspecting the building to my level because I didn't write anything down. It was off of memory. So when I go in one building, I inspected. I looked like I was cleaning it. It took me longer to inspect, and I didn't have nothing written down, so I knew how to do it specifically every time. So I started to have another inspector, and when I had him, I trained him on what to inspect. Took him to 2 or 3 buildings. I said, hey, this is how you do an inspection. But I still had nothing written down. Now, I want to tell you something that's very important in scaling your business. It's very important that you have things written down. Whatever you don't manage will manage you. And how you manage what you're doing in your company is that you have things that you can actually go and look at and say, okay, you didn't do this, and this. This wasn't checked. This wasn't checked. This wasn't checked. And then if your client says something, you can go back and say, oh, you said you checked the bathrooms and you said you checked beside the toilet to make sure they did all the way down to the base, but it did they complaining about it. So now you got someone that's reading the stuff, or they're not reading it, they're just filling it out, right? They're just going through checking. All right. So that's one of the things that I want to talk about well in this live today. All right. So let's go on with this. So let's go. All right. So the follow up, it protects the opportunity. The follow up protects the opportunity. And this fits the sequence we have. All right, so the follow up protects the opportunity, the handoff protects the job, and the quality checks protects your name, the name of the company, the brand. What are you building? So we're building companies that can actually hold people to work for us or work with us. So we have to say that we must put things in place. This fits the sequence we've been building. Follow up protects the opportunity, handout protects the job, quality check protects the name. That's the part that we're dealing with today. The problem is not always laziness. It's a lot of times the people is a lot of times the people that we have make mistakes in motion, and they going in, and again they screwing up the walkthrough. I mean the follow up. I mean, I said the follow up. Let me take myself and stop trying to read these things. Every week I try to go on with the slides, And I'm realizing that, man, I'm not a slide guy. I don't want to slide through that thing. I just want to go ahead and talk about what I've been going on with. So, all right. So that's the problem. The problem is that when we put people in the building, that they don't have a schematic. They don't have something that we're working with. They don't have something that they're actually going with. So let me get on to this now. So as you start to build your company, as you start to put your automations, as you start to do everything that's seemed to be right, you want to make sure that we have other things in place to actually scale it up. Now, what are some of those things that you can actually do? How do you actually make sure that your team is actually doing your inspections correctly? Now, you have apps, you have paper. A long time ago, you used to have like a checklist that they put up and clean. And then you have your inspector to go by and make sure they do the checklist. Now, I found out that my inspector and my checklist are two different things. My inspection list and my checklist are two different things. My inspection list is a little more detailed than the checkout checklist. The reason being is that I want my inspector to know to look for things that the guys might be overlooking. Yeah, I say clean the bathroom, and I have this checklist that you're doing in the bathroom, but my inspector goes in and check a little bit more. That way we can keep the level going up. And a lot of times I have to go back and change my checklist because of how my inspector goes in and does the inspection. Um, Let me see if I got some people in the chat today. Let's see what we have going on. Get this live stuff together. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Let's see. Do I got somebody in here? Somebody say y'all can hear me. Are you there? I see a couple of people here. All right, cool. Let me turn this off as well, cause I get to want to see who's in here, and when I start seeing who's in here, people fall off, come back, go in, go out, and then I start to thinking something is wrong with what I'm saying. So, but yeah, so building the quality check that protects the name. Now, where was I in my story? Let me see. Let me get to this. The hours are logged. Let me see. I think connected lights. Okay, cool. All right. All right, cool. The problem is not laziness. That's what we are. Okay. So the problem is not laziness. Sometimes owners mistake motion for quality. Now, can only give you experiences that I put people in buildings. I have people doing their buildings, and I think that they're cleaning to the level that I would want them to clean. And I never check behind them. I didn't want to check behind them because I figured that I had other things to do that was more important. And I started to lose quality. I started to realize that people is not going to do their best every time. And sometimes they get hurried and they want to go to something else. And sometimes I would overload people to where I given them 3 or 4 buildings and they want more buildings, but I didn't check to make sure that the quality of the buildings that we're already doing was okay. So I had one guy in like 5 buildings and he had the time to do them, but he had started rushing. And so when he started to rushing, I didn't get no messages from my clients because I was thinking as long as they're not saying nothing that I was doing a good job. This is when I realized that I was being reactive in business instead of being proactive. Because if I'm waiting for them to say something and not catching it before they say something, then am I a client? Am I a business that's actually worthy of the dollars that I want to get? A lot of times I hear people saying they're getting lowball. And they say the reason being is that they're seeing other franchises or other companies are charging less than what they can afford to charge. But the thing about it is a lot of these people have systems. They have systems in place to actually do the quality control. They have systems in place to actually go talk to the client. They have systems in place to actually make sure that the cleaning is done in an efficient way. So we go in there and we show somebody how to clean. Now they on their phone, they doing other things, and they taking longer to clean the buildings. And we saying we need to be able to pay them more. When you go in there and you clean a building with it efficiently, then you know where the plugs are, you know how to get around the building, you know how to actually get in and get out, and you can clean it within the amount of time. Now, if you're not allowed or you don't have the money to pay people $25-$30 an hour, $20 to $25 an hour, and you're paying them on a per building basis, and they know that, so they want to get in and get out. You want to make sure that you have somebody to go behind and make sure that they are being the quality inspector. As I was saying, you have many different ways to do this. When we first started, we have paper. We wanted to get our paper. We go in there and we get somebody to fill out the paperwork, and then they drop it off. I go through and I look at the paperwork. We also send out surveys. You ask a client, hey, how's the cleaning been doing? Right? And then sometimes, a lot of times the clients won't respond. They don't respond to the survey. So I send somebody in, or I went in myself and I talked to the client to see exactly how the cleaning is done. Then I can actually look around to see how it is myself. But the thing that I was missing is that a paid person to go in and do the inspections is needed. Not only because I didn't want to go in most of the time, but if they're paid to do their job, they're going to do their job better than me when I'm trying to go in and just look at it and make sure it's done and get on out, because I got payroll or I had other things to do. Now, it depends on where we're talking about in the business, because in the beginning part is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about now, because now I have teams. I have people that do payroll. I have people that do inspection. I have people that do training, right? But when I started, I didn't have all of that. I was doing everything. And doing everything, learning how to run a company, learning how to run payroll, learning how to network, learning how to do all the things that you have, marketing, learning how to do everything that you need to do in the business. A lot of times you don't have time to actually go and do the quality checks. So you want to make sure that you actually find a way to put somebody in, maybe a manager or someone that can actually manage the buildings along with the quality checks. And how do you pay them? So that's one of the things I had to figure out. How do I pay them? Because going to a building and actually going to do an inspection, it takes about 30 minutes sometime, or an hour sometime. So if I'm paying, say for instance, $15 an hour, and they go and do a building, do I pay them $15 for every building they go to? Now, that's what I thought about. I tried it that way at first. Every time you do an inspection, you get $15 to go do the inspection. But then I had to think about the gas and the wear and tear, because they're going from building to building to building. So I folded that into what my manager does. So my manager manages the building, and when he goes to the building, he goes and do his quality check. We went into another problem. Sometimes people want to go later. So you have a manager, or you have someone that's doing inspections, and they want to go and clean the building, but then you have someone that goes later than they usually go. So then the manager has to wait. So I figured something out. I started to work with software. And with my software, I would allow my manager to go in early, take pictures of things that's being missed, and then have my cleaner to actually take a picture of it when it was clean. So I thought about cleaning quality assurance before the clean, not just after the clean. So it will help my manager to go on his route. He can go ahead and get in there, do his inspection, check it. And when the cleaner gets to the site, they can actually do what the manager has seen, because a lot of things may have been missed. Now, another thing that came about is how I want to go and talk to the client. Sometimes we send emails. You send an email in, you talk to the client that way, but then they didn't answer the emails. So this is a part of quality assurance as well, because clients sometimes want to see face to face. Sometimes they want you to call them on the phone. Sometimes they want you to send an email and don't bother them because they're doing busy hours. They're doing working hours. And so they really are real relaxed on the cleaning. I have a couple of clients that's real relaxed on the cleaning, but that doesn't mean that just because they don't say nothing, we don't go and do an inspection. Inspections is a must now. And as I was saying just a minute ago about charging, sometimes you can charge a higher rate because you have your systems in place, right? So it could go either way. You can actually go lower if you have a system in place, just because you can show somebody how to efficiently get out the building. And you can also increase your rate because you have a system in place, because now you have someone going to do inspections. Now you're going out to take the time out to go and talk to the client. You're building a relationship. So with those things in place, you have two separate ways that you can actually go about billing. So I started out with the first way. I started out going out saying, all right, so I wanted to compete with some of the people around me, and I wasn't getting the bids because I felt I was too high. So I went low. And so I started to what they call reverse engineering what my franchise was doing. And I started to see how much they were paying per hour and how they was billing. But the thing about it is, when I put people in buildings and I don't have enough hours for them to make a living wage or something that they could keep up with, I found myself in trouble trying to put people in buildings that they only clean it once or twice a week for a couple hours, and then they go into different buildings. Because of this reason, I had to figure out how can I charge more money and actually still get the same clients. I mean, charge more money so I can get the same people to work these buildings. So I figured out that if I started to add more structure to my company, that the price that I needed to cover the workers working the building and the software that I was using to actually communicate with the client was necessary in the bid. So I started inching my price up a little bit at a time just to see how it will hold. So every month, instead of a regular price, I have to charge an extra $25 or whatever it was so I can actually keep communication going. And I seen that it was working. The clients was liking the way that I was communicating with them, and they could communicate with me without sending emails. Some people still send emails, but a lot of them and most of them wanted to just go straight into the app to where they could get straight to the manager or whoever was supposed to be overseeing at the time. Or they felt like they have a direct connection to me. They didn't have to go through the email. So that was the benefit that I was giving them. I was giving them comfort to have a sounding board or someone to actually respond to them as soon as they had an inquiry. I gave them a point to where they can actually send pictures straight through an app. And so a lot of them was okay with it. So the price increase that I was doing over time was solidified by better service. And so as we start in the service business, as we keep going in the service business, we want to make sure that we are able to cover the cost of our our cleaners. That way, when they're in there, they don't feel like they're not getting the benefit of doing the job. And a lot of times, again, in the commercial cleaning industry, you don't have 8-hour jobs. You don't have 40 hours a week. So when you're going in to get people to work for you and you want to say, hey, I'm going to pay 12, 13 or $15 an hour. And they thinking about, man, I'm just going to this building for an hour and a half. I'm going to do 2 hours. So they making $30 that day and they got to drive maybe 10 minutes away and come back. Sometimes they would call out a lot. Right. So I changed the way that I was doing my bidding and I changed the way that I was doing my structure. So therefore I could actually pay more. And I actually bidded in my hourly wage to the bid. So if I have a building that I think is going to take about, may say 3 hours to clean, I may bid it at 4 hours. Right. The reason why I bid it at 4 hours is to give the person 3 hours to get in there and take their time. I don't want them rushing because I went through that part too. I went through wanting to make sure that I get the lowest bid I can get them on, and then people start rushing through so they can kind of feel like they're making an amount of money they should be making, or they thought they should be making on the building. And a lot of thing about business, it's trial and error. It's not that you have it all figured out. And even though you may watch other people do their business, you may listen to a lot of groups or podcasts on how to bid, and you start studying multi-million-dollar companies and you start to do reverse engineering as I did. And I took the way that they bid and I analyzed it and I broke it down to see how they was bidding per building. And when it come out to what they were doing, I couldn't keep up with that. So I had to figure out a roundabout way to charge my charge. And what they wasn't doing is they didn't have an app. They didn't have something to actually connect straight to the client. The client still had to go through email to actually get to the owner to actually say there was a problem. Then another thing that was wrong is that they had multiple people going and cleaning the buildings. Now, a lot of times we can't stop that because cleaning is a high turnover industry. So I couldn't fix that, so to speak. But what I could fix is the way that they communicate to us about their issues. So when I fix that, that increased the quality that we was given, because now they was comforted to what we were, the communication. And then the cleaner could actually see what I was doing with the client, because I would then share the conversation that the client was saying to the cleaner. So now the cleaner has a accountability to withhold. There wasn't no longer just going in the building and cleaning and leaving. Now I could see it inside the app and I could say, okay, cool. Let me send me a picture. Send me a picture of beside the toilet. Go in that back room in the corner where the cobweb be and send me a picture of that corner, and then go into the front over there where the magazines was and slide the magazines to the side and let me see if the dust is on the table. So I could actually start sending those things, the things that I knew that might be in the building, the things that I knew over cleaning of being in the cleaning company for a while that maybe being missed. Right? Go and send me a picture of how the bottom of the chairs look. You know, the little feet of the chairs that be rolling in some of the dentist offices and stuff, they get dust on them. So let me send a picture of like 5 of those chairs. Let me see how they look. So I started to do that. And so I started to bring my quality assurance up just through technology without having to be in the building. because I would say things inside the app and say, okay, here, I need this done today. Show me a picture of this. Let me get a picture of this. And that helped a lot. And so then when my cleaner or my inspector would go through, I got better results. The next thing that is good for quality assurance is that, and it protects your name, is that you give your clients a a grade. All right. So when we was doing it on the paper, we couldn't grade it, right? We didn't have a grade. But now with technology, you can say 85%, 93%, right? And so sending that to my clients, they love it. They love knowing that the brand is in the building, checking it out and being able to send updates on how it looks. And it's not just we relying it on the cleaner and then relying it on the client to find something and telling us. That also allowed us to charge more money. So now when we go into places and we go our yearly upgrade, when we do that, we don't have a lot of flack. At first we did. We going in for a yearly upgrade. I had about 3 clients that always mentioned something. Man, my bill went up. I said, well, we sent the email. They didn't see the email. So they'll call back and say, well, why is it going up? And I'm getting the same service. That changed now. Because now they're getting the quality assurance. They're getting inspections. They're getting detailed email sent to them. Well, again, detailed inspection sheets sent to them through their email, right? And they having straight communication. I have my team asking, hey, how is everything going? A lot of times what I would see inside the app, they wouldn't respond. Clients don't say nothing unless it's a problem. So what we have to do is we have to train our team that quality assurance is also about reaching out to the client. Saying in the app, hey, how's things going? We were just thinking about y'all today and just want to say thank you for the services. That will actually open up a conversation that they see and be like, oh, okay, cool. Everything is going good. Or it's been a couple of things that's been amiss and I just didn't have time to send it to you, right? So you want to reach out to clients as well. I don't know how you might be reaching out, if you're using email or you're going in and talking to them, but an app is an amazing way to do it, right? And so with all these lessons that I have in the cleaning business or that in business period, I started to create my own software. Now, with AI, you can create your own software. You can create your own things that you can actually implement in your business. This is where a business owner actually can excel today, because now you know the issues that you're having. You know what your company needs. So then you can actually build those things and actually implement in your company. So therefore you can have a better relationship. I went into a building the other day and it's an event space. And when I went into the building, the event space, the lady said that they'll be having more events. And the more events, we clean on some of those nights. Now, how do we get the events? We could tell her to, hey, let me know when your events are coming. Or we could tell her, hey, we have this situation, we have this solution. If you just give me a link, I can actually update it on my own. That's what we did. And she was amazed. She was amazed. She said, all I got to do is just give you the link to the calendar. I said, yeah. So we get the link to the calendar and we keep up with the information. They don't have to do too much. So again, when you start to add better services, you start to become better with your clients and seeing what they really need. Sometimes cleaning is what they need, but comfort is what they want, right? And so if you're not comforting the client that the cleaning is there, then, hey, how do they know that something is actually being done? You go in there, that the building looks good, it smells good, right? But what about certain spots that they're looking at? One of the things that I also found out in business is that when we have different clients, when clients change the contact, it's like a new contract. I've lost many contracts over the years because when a new contact came in, I didn't know, or I didn't go in and kind of renegotiate or what's the word I'm looking like? Rearm the relationship. But now again, with software and certain things, technology has changed the way that you can run your business. So now when a new contact come in, I have to put you in the app. So I know for a fact, or when my team put them in the app, I know for a fact when they get a new contact, because now who is the contact I'm talking to? Before then, it was like, man, they have a new contact and we haven't heard nothing. But what they were doing is a lot of times, again, when the contacts come in, they looking to increase revenue. So they will cut the cleaning company to try to find a cheaper cleaning company. Now we do have contracts to lock you in for the year. But again, I would let people out if they want to get out, because I want to save the relationship. You send me an email and said, hey, we're looking to cut some costs, want to bring it in-house. I'll let you out because I wanted to save the client. I mean, save the relationship. Now I've had companies that come back after things didn't work out just for that reason, right? So quality assurance, the quality check is a standard that must be had in every company. I know one of my guys, he do government contracts, right? And so I talked to him about going to do an inspection. And government contracts is a little weird. Like you can't reach out to the contact, they can't reach out to you. And so I'm like, well, how do you know make sure the cleaning is done? Like I guess it's just like he got to depend. He got to make sure it's okay, right? Or maybe he can send somebody in once or twice a month. I don't know, but I know for me, I want to make sure that I got my team boots on the ground, knowing that the cleaning is done in an efficient way consistently. Because we are humans, we are inconsistent in some things. You go in there, you get rushed, you have somewhere to go, you want to go in there, you got people what we call trash and dash. You go in there, change the trash, you get on and they get out. Quality assurance is also with making sure that they stay in that the time that they should be staying in. Now, I'm not saying if it's a 2 hour building and you getting paid by the building that every time it's gonna take you 2 hours. But I do know for a fact that if you're going in a building and it's a 2 hour building and you in and out in 30 minutes, then something happens. Something is going on because it's not that fast you can clean a building. You might shave it by 30 minutes, 45 on a rush day, but if you coming in there and clean it a fourth of the time, something is going wrong. And a lot of cleaning owners do not understand that or don't know that because they don't have any software that actually clocking the people going in and out. I have subcontractors, so I can't really tell them when to be in the building or what time. I could give them a window, but they do use a clock in and clock out that's geo fence located. That's geo fence to where I know they're in the building, and then when they leave, it clocks them out. So I know they're on shift. I tried at first not to use geofencing, but then I had some people that was at home clocking in and clocking out. And how did I find that out? A client sent the email in, right? Client sent the email in saying, hey, y'all still cleaning or what's going on? And we found out that the lady that was cleaning the building, she was taking pictures and sending the pictures in to us too. So we didn't know that it was time to do an inspection. We didn't know that because she didn't have no complaints. And if for a while, she was in about maybe 6 months, no complaints, no nothing. But I guess over the time, she felt that she was doing such a good job, and some of the people where we wasn't going to do an inspection that much because we don't do. Hold up, wait a minute, we got. Hold on, wait a minute, my laptop about to go down. Hold on, let me make sure we charged up. I seen the all right, cool. Let me make sure we charged up. Okay, cool, we charged up. So I was she was doing such a good job that on all right, let me say it this way. We don't do inspections as often if we have good cleaners in the building. That was the rule. Like I mean, it's no need if you have good cleaners in the building. They're not after we do our inspections, they doing good. We don't go every week or we go every month. They doing good, man. So we let them ride. But what I had to change is the geo fencing because now I have to make sure that the build person is in the building. I didn't put that on at first, but now I have it. And excuse me, you would think that a person would want to be honest, right? You would think a person gonna do everything they supposed to, right? People take shortcuts. People take shortcuts, and this is where we are today, right? We're where people want to get paid a lot of money and do less work without having to put the work in to get to the point where you can do less work to make more money, right? And on some days when you go into the building and it's not as dirty, then you do the extra stuff. I had to implement that in the company as well. You go to the building, they haven't used it that much, but then you want to run in, just do regular cleaning and come out. But what that does is that makes your regular cleaning days longer and the things build up. So when the buildings are not used that much, go and do the hot dusting. Go in there and do the horizontal ledges. Go in there and let me know that you have done and make sure you wiped in the corners that the behind the chairs, or you make sure you did the legs of the chairs, right? Make sure you got those taken care of because if you don't, that stuff just piles up. It backs up. And that's where Clean Check comes in. Clean Check is an app that W.A.D.E Global AI created for my cleaning company. And what Clean Check does is it allows me to see my company run, see my people go in and clock in and out, talk to my clients, Make sure they take pictures. I even got it to where they could take pictures with their uniform on before they clock in. Because as a brand, as the standard, I want to make sure that my team is actually representing the company correctly. Now, I do use subcontractors, so I still give them shirts. I had a guy ask me the other day, well, do you use a W-2 employees or you use contractors? Not use contractors, but they still wear our shirts. And the reason that I know I could do that is because my franchise used to do that. We used to have on our Jam Pro shirts, and when we went in the building, I wanted to make sure that the brand looked good. They always talking about the brand. Make sure to protect the brand, protect the brand. So, are you protecting your brand and your quality assurance by making sure you have things in place to make sure your team is staying consistent? Then, as you start to do that, you can start inching your price up because you feel comfortable. I think another thing wrong with pricing is people don't feel comfortable to inch their price up or charge higher because they don't feel comfortable that they have a good standard in cleaning. Because I'm gonna be real with you. When I first started, it was difficult for me to feel that my value is worth paying for. And I know that you're gonna say, man, how could that be? But it got many people that I've worked with, and they doing post construction, or they doing carpet cleaning, or they doing window cleaning, and they feel like, man, I can't charge that much. I'm like, well, wait a minute, how can you? Why you feel like you can't? Right? So over the years, I found out that as you start to get more consistent with your cleaning, as you start to get more confident in the systems that you put together, you don't really worry about charging too less because charging too more, charging too much because now you feel comfortable in knowing that, hey, I got to pay for this, and this is the price I got to have because in order for me to grow my company, this is what I have to have. Now, another thing that I found out recently is that now that I have a system that actually started pulling me leads in, right? I have systems that actually going out, doing the calling for me, doing the email, and actually doing my reactivation. So all of that stuff is being handled. And now I'm starting to get leads coming in after I've tried it and tried it and tried it for months. Now, what I'm realizing is this. When you got leads coming in, you don't really worry about how much you're charging the last person. And there goes the issue I had when I started again. I didn't have enough leads coming in. I wasn't doing enough to fill up my pipeline. So when I got a walkthrough, I needed to get that job. I was so busy in the cash crunch that at this job right here, I need to start getting income now. I needed to get it. So I would actually go take less than I think I was worth just because I wanted to get the contract. But that's changed after systems started getting in place. After I started having a way that I'm bidding, after I started to actually put things into my bid calculator or my bid platform that I have, I started to realize, okay, I need this much margin. This software got to be paid for to run this building. I got to make sure these people are taken care of because they're going back and forth to the building. And I know I can't pay them $15, $16 an hour because it's only $2 a day. Right? So 16 hours, that's $32. And they feel like they're going to get out their house and go to the building 4 times a week for $32 a day. Yeah, it adds up at the end to like 120, 128, right? It adds up a little bit, right? And then you add it up to the end of the month and there you go. But that's not good enough for some people day to day. Some people are looking for a full-time job. Some people are looking to have 8 hours a day. And we just don't have that sometimes. So what do you do to actually make sure that you can get charged or charge enough so your company can pay the workers that it needs to do the job? And you can have somebody to go in and do your inspections behind them. That's where the company comes in with the systems. That's where the company comes in with the software. That's where the company comes in when you have a straight communication line to the client. Some clients love it. They love it. They love it. Your surveys, how are you sending your surveys out? Are they consistent? See, that's another thing. So you'll start to realize that inconsistency is shown in how you show up, how you send your surveys out, how you do your follow-up, how you got your cleaner coming to the building, what time they come to the building. Some of the clients be looking on the camera to see if the building is being clean. I know for a fact because I got one that has a play care and she checks the building. Every time I put somebody in there, they didn't like working it because they said she's too picky. But what she's really doing, she's been burnt before with the cleaning company and she wants to make sure that the standard is meeting hers and she's getting what she paid for. Now, you, on the other hand of this, watching this live, would you feel some type of way if somebody was shortchanging you on what you were paying for? Okay, then. So when a client is actually looking in the cameras to make sure the work is done, them look are good clients. They want to make sure that your team, they doing a quality assurance for you. So how I got her from doing that? With apps. I got it out and I started sending her pictures. We started saying the cleaning was doing this, the cleaning was doing this. Here's what's going on. Now it's going straight to her. I see it, she sees it, boom, and there she goes. And then she stopped doing what she was doing. We've been in that building for over 2 years now. We've been in that building for over 2 years now. And it's from the quality assurance. It's protecting the brand. It's protecting what you have built. Yes, you get your follow-up together. You got that automation set up, okay? Then you get your follow-up. Then you get your bid. You send your bid in, right? And you get to going in, you're talking to them. You close the deal, right? Then you assign it to somebody. As I said in the beginning, assignment is not assurance. You assigned it and you sit back and you're like, oh yeah, man, I got that thing assigned right now. It's cool. I got it taken care of. I got somebody in the building. But it doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop there. Because if you got a logo on your shirt, if you got a brand that you building, just because you assign somebody to the building, that does not mean that your brand is being protected. That does not mean that they're living up to your standards. So therefore, you have software. You have things that help you out. You don't have to do it by yourself no more. A lot of times people say, man, I don't have a team. Well, there's some ways that people are losing jobs right now today, right? They losing jobs left and right because of some technology has come in. Are you implementing those technologies into your business? I definitely am. And if you need help, I can show you. I can show you how to use AI to actually impact your cleaning company. It's impacted mine amazingly. It's to where that the teams are running smoothly, the inspections are coming in, and when the people don't clock in and clock out, I don't have to go look for it. I get it brought to me. Well, Justin forgot to clock in today. Justin forgot to clock in again today. Wait a minute, run the reports. How many times has he done that this week? Okay, cool. Now we need to talk to Justin because Justin is messing up the quality of the client. He's messing up my equilibrium, if that's the word. And I don't feel that my client is getting the level that we should be having because you're being inconsistent with your clock in and clock out. See, this starts a whole nother thought process in business. Okay. What starts this is that when you see these little things happening, it has a bigger impact on the whole scheme of things in the end. Okay. So I see somebody not clocking in regularly. What makes me think that they're cleaning the building regularly? What makes me think that they're putting on the t-shirt? The uniform regularly. What makes me think that they're a good worker? Because I don't have any complaints? Because no one has said anything? That's a reactive company. Your reaction. You're waiting on somebody to send you an email to complain so you can react to the situation. That right there, how do you feel like you should be able to charge more? You're reacting to things. When you are very much proactive, you feel like, you know what, I can book this price up because they ain't gonna have a problem. We're gonna be in there. We're gonna make sure this stuff's set up. Right? That's just my logic in my mind. Because I had to figure out what makes me comfortable feeling like I could charge these prices that I want to charge. I know I got to put somebody in the building. And I know that if I'm going to split it 60-40, I ain't going to get 60%, I'm going to get 40%. I need to build it to where they 60% is worth them doing the building. My 40% is enough for me to actually run the company, pay the email, get the gas, get the supplies, and more, and grow the company using marketing or whatever else forms I'm using, right? And then have some money so I can pay myself because now I'm not cleaning the buildings. That'd be another topic I might talk about. Well, how do you pay yourself when you're not cleaning the building? Because that right there, oh my gosh, that took a toll on me because I lost a big client, and that was where my profit comes from. So when my profit is in the bigger parts of the big clients, and we lose that, then that straight comes off the top for me. The people that's working for me still get paid. I don't. So now I have a vested interest to make sure the quality assurance is going correctly before my company can actually grow to the level that they want to be. Because I don't want that stuff fluctuating up and down all the time. I get tired of seeing people lose jobs or lose opportunities just because of my inefficiencies and how I was running my business. It doesn't matter that I'm the owner. It doesn't matter that I can clean well. I don't want to be the best cleaner. I want to have a best cleaning company or have a best systems that actually help my cleaning company grow. I've heard people like, man, I love to clean. I need to hire you then. If you love to clean, then you might need to be on my team because I need some people that love to clean. I love to run business. And that's the way I want to show you how to run a business and how to level up with teams. A lot of people saying, hey, I can't trust these people in the building. Well, then you have the wrong people on the team. Because if you can't trust that person in the building and you're looking to run a cleaning business, then why don't you feel like you need to swap that person out? It's because you're at a situation to where your systems is not there. You don't have people coming in and you're actually actively doing interviews. You don't have a system to saying, hey, let me swap you from this building to this building and see if it still works out. That way you can still feel comfortable in putting them in the building so you can get out the situation. You got to put trust in people. You have to trust people. You have to trust them enough to allow them to mess up. And that's just the bottom line. I would tell you, I couldn't count on both hands and feet as many times that my team has messed up over the years and how much it has cost me over the years. I couldn't tell you, but I'm going to tell you this. We still growing and going. And it's because I put trust in them. Now, when things happen, I just look at it. It was time that, man, my heart started beating. Email come in, somebody got a complaint. Now I look at it and see how it's being handled. How y'all gonna handle that? How y'all gonna handle that? It's not me. I'm not handling it. How y'all gonna handle that? See, you have to be able to have the quality assurance. You have to have your system set up, and you have to have trust in your team to actually build that type of trust in the company, right? So if something come in right now, how do you handle that? How do you, as a business owner, handle that? Do you allow your team to handle it, or do you swoop on in to try to save the day? Because if you swoop on in to save the day, you're gonna continue to save the day, and you're gonna be working all night. You feel what I mean? So I got a couple of comments here. So let's see what we got going on, and I'm gonna get back to it. Let me see if I can get this comment. Let me see what we got going on. All right, let me see what we got going on. Let me see what we got going on. All right, we got. Let me. Why my screen so small? I can't even read the comment. I can't even read the comments. All right, so all right. Good evening. Glad I caught you live, man. I'm glad you did too. I'm glad you did. Clean-tastic LLM. I'm LLC. I'm glad you did too. I look to come live every Tuesday night at 7 Central Standard Time. And I'm gonna get into a lot more as I continue to go live. But I appreciate you chiming in. Man. Let me know where you at. Where you at, Clean-tastic? Where you at? What city you in? All right. Assured Comfort Clean. Glad I caught you live. Good lesson. Okay. We got Assured Comfort Clean. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for chiming in. I'm glad you caught me live as well. Let me know what city you in as well. I'd like to know what city people following in to see when I have a little something in that area that maybe we can team up. All right. All right. So let's see. What's up, brother? Great information. The automation king himself. What's up, brother? Good information. What software do you use to clock in your workers? W.A.D.E Global AI has a proprietary software that we have that we build, and it's actually branded to your company. So what we do is we have it's called Clean Check, right? And it does payroll. It actually give you your percentage of per building. It has you to clock in and clock out. You can actually see where your location, where your cleaners are. You can actually make sure that they get inspected. Your inspector can go do an inspection. You can have your your client in there as well. That way you can talk to the client in one lane and talk to the cleaner in another lane. That way they don't cross over. All right. And so it's called Clean Check, man. If you need to see more about it, I had to do a demo. W.A.D.E Global AI actually makes cleaning software for my cleaning company, and so a lot of the things that I actually use it in house with my other brand, and it actually helps me to actually stay on top, right? Because I know exactly what cleaning company business owners want. Now, my cleaners might not like it, but my business owners do and my managers do, because you can actually see it all together. And just to add something else too, it's amazing when you get to AI agents, right? Because now what I can do is I'm gonna get into that as I continue my lives and get more comfortable with actually implementing AI with y'all. But I can actually ask my agent who is clocked in, and it actually pulls it up. I want to be able to share my screen and do demos on how it works and how you actually can create things like that for your own company. How you can create I got Hire OS. You can create a lot of different things using AI to actually implement into your company. You don't really have to pay for software anymore. Just being honest. But again, I know some people are not going to be technical, so they're going to need somebody to help them. And W.A.D.E Global AI would definitely put your own brand. It's not going to be a W.A.D.E Global AI brand. We actually brand it for you so that it's your company. So when you show up, you have your own squeaky clean Clean Check, right? Or who else was that? Clean-tastic, Clean Check, right? Had your logo, your colors, and all your people sign in. They can, hey, it's amazing, bro. It's amazing. I actually took the ideal from Swept. All right, we used to use Swept, and sweat was costing me about 500, 600 a month. Well, 500, 600, yeah, about 550. And every time I got a new client, I would have to pay an extra $15. But what I started to do inside of that, I started to add an extra $25. So I was telling myself I'm making money using the client. I mean, using the software. But since AI has came in and I'm very fluent in AI, I have created a replacement that actually cut down on my software costs tremendously. Right? SaaS business are in trouble because you can actually just create what you want now with AI, and it's super simple. But I'm not talking about that. Thank you for asking about what I do. Let me see where you checking in at. Mississippi, check in. M.I. Cricket letter I. Oh. Go ahead, Mississippi. Go ahead and checking on in. I appreciate that. All right, let me see what this says. That's freaking awesome. Proud of you, brother. I'm trying to be like you when I grow up. I would love to see the demo. Send me a link and I will schedule. And we have to get together and talk AI. Man, I've been telling you, bro, that automation stuff you got going on, you the level to what I'm the next level to what you got going on. I'm gonna tell you. So first of all, and I like what you said the other day. First of all, you told somebody, man, they need to get their SOPs. See, I got somebody I can talk to now. Oh, come on, hey, they like to get their SOPs. The reason why the SOP is so important because when you get to the automation, you cannot automate something that you don't have. A lot of times when we get into AI automation, you're going to scale chaos before you scale clarity. And I'm going to tell you how I know. It's because I've done that. I didn't have my SOPs together. I didn't have everything organized. I didn't have everything in and I didn't test it. One time, and let me tell you something else. I'm getting excited now. Let me calm down. So one thing that's happened, one thing is that you have an SOP. But the next thing, have you tested your SOP? Have you tried it and made sure that it works? So SOPs are fine. Then you get to where Andrew coming in with the automation, right? And he put the automation together. Now, when the automation come in, it shows the holes that you have in your SOP because the automation is actually a straight automated system of what you actually already have in place. Now, if you don't have an SOP in place, if you don't have automation in place, and you don't know what you're talking about or what we're talking about, leave a message and I can definitely follow up with you. And we got plenty of people around that inside the cleaning business that can help you out. All right. And so, man, we could definitely do a link, man. I could definitely get with you. You start talking AI, boy, and I got to stay cleaning. Man. I got to stay cleaning. Let me see. Yeah, Jabba got me at almost 400, so I know how you feel. Oh man, look, look, I could cancel. Hey, look, let's talk. I could get that knocked down for you. That 400 right there, I guarantee you, I can get that knocked down for you right now, and with a better system, and branded by your own company, and it can actually I can add what you need to it that may be missing. Literally, whatever you want, I can custom build it for you. So definitely, I will link up with you, man, and let you see what's going on. We're gonna knock that $400 down for sure. I guarantee that. And I'm not gonna tell you, if I'm lying, I'm dying. And I'll see you at the CBN. Oh, CBN conference, baby. I just seen it today, baby. CBN conference, baby. CBN conference. I missed the last one. So and I'm gonna get hyped. I missed the last one, but CBN conference is coming. And let me tell y'all when it's at, when it is. Let me go. I gotta look. It's in October, I believe. October 8th and 9th. Let me make sure I can pull that up. The CBN conference, boom, right there. Right there. It's right there. CBN conference is October the 8th and 9th. So I need y'all to man, if you're in the cleaning industry, and it's in Jacksonville, Florida. And man, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Man. At CBN conference, it's revolutionary. It's revolutionary. Man, I went every year. And since he's been having it, I go every year. Last year I missed because I had a little situation going on, but I definitely will be there. And if you want to talk AI face to face, meet me at the CBN conference. Hey, I'm gonna be there. All right. So, all right, I got Aquaman Cleaning checking in. Christian Aquaman Cleaning. Man, hey, let me know how you do that government contract quality assurance, man. Let me know something, because that's what I was talking about earlier. I'm big on quality assurance right now because I've lost clients over the years and not having an inspector. And I'm gonna tell you what my problem was. My problem was I didn't think it was enough. I didn't think I was making enough to pay an inspector. How do you pay a manager and an inspector in your business? I might need to do a live on that one or a video on that one. Those are two of the people that I had the most challenge in paying of figuring out how to pay: a manager and an inspector. And you know why? Because they're not cleaning the building. And so what my mind was thinking is, I needed you to do the work to bring in the income for me to pay you. And that's where you start your business off. You think that way because your income and your money is not adding up to where you can say, all right, cool, I could pay this person and take it out of mine. Because see, you got to take it out of mine. But when you take it out of mine, you get a peace of mind, if you feel what I'm saying. So you have to understand that financial understanding of financial education or financial distribution is very important. And I could go into a financial lesson right now, but I'm gonna tell you this: I have Relay Bank. Relay is an amazing bank. It has you as many bank accounts as you want, as for free, and you can actually pay your client. I mean, pay your people straight from the bank. You can just send it straight to them. ACH, they get it the next day for free. Right? Relay is a great bank. But one thing about Relay that I like is that they have multiple bank accounts. And so I would set up my bank account, and this is how I end up starting to pay my employee. I mean my manager and my inspector. This is the game. All right. I wasn't gonna go on this today, but since I got some people chiming in, I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna give you this. How I did that was I started separating my money. I have an income account, I have an operations account, I have an owner's compensation account, I have a profit account, and I have a taxes account. All of those money that come in, it goes straight to my income account. And on 2 times a month, supposedly, I do it as soon as the money come in because I be needing it. But on 2 times a month, it automatically takes your percentages and put it in those other buckets. So now owner's compensation is mine. Operations is the company's operating. So now I know how much money I can pay my people to do the things that wasn't actually bringing in the income that were protecting me though. Okay, so let me go on to something else. I ain't gonna go too deep into that. All right, so why would a person need to automate their company, and at what level should a person look to purchase VAs to automate their company? Great question. Great question. I'm gonna tell you like this. Why would a person need to automate their company? To get a peace of mind. That's the easiest way to get a peace of mind. You get a peace of mind with automation. You stay consistent with automation. You are less likely to not to miss your upcharge with automation. You are the upcharge is a big one because it was time that I forget to charge. So how my company runs is the month before we upcharge you, we send you a email and saying, hey, it's going to be an upcharge coming next month, about 3 to 5%, depending on what was going on, how much they paying. I usually go about on the 3% roll, and I was forgetting to do it. I was forgetting to do it. I didn't do it that many times because by the time my VA or the time I had to tell my VA to remind me or set up a system to where they would remember, because they're humans too. They're humans too. They're humans. So I had to look and remind myself of when I need to go and get it upcharged. I forget, and so then I just let it ride on to the next year. Right on to the next year, because if it's not my client's fault, I shouldn't rush them to pay the extra upcharge because my systems wasn't together. So I just let money go by without automation. Automation is a reason. Automation will let your money go by. That's another reason. It keeps your money in sync, right? So how do you follow up, right? Automation. So how do you follow up with your client? After I do a walkthrough, do I have to remember every time to follow up with my clients? No, I mean my potential clients. No, it's an automation that I set up that goes 2 weeks after my follow-up. I send in a proposal and I'm done. Matter of fact, I have a bid platform that when I do the walkthrough, it puts the scope of work together, and then I push send, it sends it to them, and I'm done with that after the walkthrough. The follow-up and the calling and all of that is done without me. I don't do none of that. Next thing I want to see is the key. That's what I want to see because I got so many other things I got going on. See, you want to free up your mind, right? You want to free up your mind so you can actually grow your business. So many times I see entrepreneurs that still stuck in the rut of trying to grow a business because they can't free their mind to actually think of what the growth looks like. They don't even know what the growth looks like. Automation helps you free up your mind so you can see what the growth looks like. Automation helps you grow up, let you know where your SOPs are going wrong. All right, cool. On Monday, we're going to do a follow-up. On Friday, we're going to do a follow-up. Wait a minute, hold up. Monday to Friday, we'll do a follow-up, and I ain't getting no response. Automation would say, let me stop that and go Monday, Thursday, or Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You know what I mean? Automation will help that. Don't need to talk about automation now. Automation is the first level next to AI. So you go SOPs, automation, and AI automation. Don't skip up the AI automation without having that together. I did that. I can help you through that, but we have to automate some things first. Everything is not an AI automation. Everything does not need AI. AI is really when you need some logic behind it and you want things to change, right? So if somebody send an email and they're saying that you overly pricing them, AI can go in there and answer that email and bid for you. I've had my AI automation set up to where it closed a deal for me when I didn't even know the deal was even being done. It had still a walkthrough for me through an email where somebody sent a walkthrough for me where somebody sent an email wanting to get a walkthrough. It talked them through it and set the date because it seen my calendar, put it on my calendar, and all I did is walk in and close the deal. That's what automation to do for you. And AI automation is the next level. I'm gonna tell you the truth. And so, what your next question is: what level should a person be looked to purchase a VA to automate their company? All right. So, what level should a person look? When should a person a VA? I'm gonna say ASAP. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say ASAP. But I'm gonna go out on that. I'm gonna go on the limb and tell you that AI is better than VAs. Though I'm sorry, Andrew, if you're still in there, AI is better than VAs. I've been having a VA business since 2020. I've been selling. I've been helping people with VAs similar to what you're doing now. But AI is taking over. It's more consistent. It helps my VA. So all my VAs are trained with AI. They know AI just like I do. They know how to build AI agents. They know how to put them in cleaning companies. They know how to do it all. They know I took so long to come out because it's not just me learning. I'm training my team to do it, so I don't have to do it. So there you go. Hopefully you figured out that AI and VAs work together. But if I was choosing one of the two, I would definitely go with AI over VAs. And the reason is this. And I don't mean to poo-poo on VAs because one of my VAs probably watching right now. She's in it right now probably. But the VAs is this: they have power outages, Wi-Fi go down. They human, they forget. I mean, come on now, it's just. But a VA with AI, OMG, that's the mix. So don't cancel your VAs. Just make sure your VAs are using AI. And definitely, I can train your VAs if you need a VA training for AI. We can do that as well. My people speak, they in the Philippines. So if you have VAs and you want your VA to learn how to do AI, message me there too. I can get one of my VAs to actually train them up, and then y'all can have VA, you can have AI on your team. But to answer your other question, this says at what level should a person look to purchase VAs and automate their company? Um, to answer that question, it would depend. I look to see, because see, I'm gonna go back a little bit to say this. I know that some people said, when do you hire, right? When do you hire for your cleaning company? I hired on day one. Some people don't have them resources, but my mind was, hey, I'm gonna hire people because I need to understand how to hire. I need to understand how to train. I need to understand all of this. So I'm hiring you going in off the top. I'm gonna struggle it out a little bit. You know what I mean? I struggled it out. My first two years. No, not my first 2 years. My first couple of months, because I was with the franchise. So my first couple of months was rough. Uh, my first year I made 238,000. So I couldn't say the first 2 years was rough for me. But my first 2 months in the business was rough. Man, I didn't have no money. And that first 3 to 4, 6 months, I would say 6 months, I had to deal with hiring my family and they not doing the right job, or people showing up late. Because the first place I went was with my family. So to answer the question that you say, when should you purchase a VA? I think you should do it as first, see what you need. Okay, see what you need. Talk to someone, see what you need. Then we'll figure out what's the best VA or AI system that you can do. Because again, hey, AI is a little cheaper than VAs and it's more consistent, just to tell the truth. But everything is not an AI service. Like cold calling, right? Cold calling, I have an AI caller that calls out. But again, VAs call out too for me, right? So there you go. You know what I mean? Hope that. What's the SOP? So a SOP is a standard operating procedure. A SOP is the direction or the instructions on how a thing gets done. Let's say if I want to write an SOP on starting a YouTube, my thing. Well, first thing I did was, first thing you do, pick out the topic. Then check it to see if it needs to be talked about. Then write your description. then get you some hashtags, then set you a time, right? That's a standard SOP, standard procedures. That way, your VA or AI or whoever can actually do that same thing consistently over time. How do you clean a building, right? You let's say a checklist is a quote unquote type of SOP, right? So you go in here and you do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. But where a checklist and an SOP differ is when you go in and say, you go in and I want you to go counterclockwise, top to bottom, touching this first. And then that's more of a SOP than the checklist, right? Because now you're speaking specifically how your company does that. I just had to do that too. We're building a brand and leveling up to where you want to get to where these $1 million companies are. They have SOPs for how they clean. I never forget when I went into a dude with my franchise, he told me the direction that they go around the building. When I did my company, I just showed people how to clean. I didn't understand why. I didn't know why I need to show him. I would say they'll figure it out. They know how to clean. They'll figure it out. But now that I'm in a different realm of growth, I say you have to do it the ACS standard way. We go counterclockwise. When you go in a building, go to your you could go to your janitor closet and you come out and you go to the left. And you just go ahead and go all the way around the building and go back and you end up at your janitor's closet. Make sure that the janitor's closet is clean, straighten up for the next day, and then you can clock out, right? And then sometimes we make sure they take a picture of the janitor's closet and clean check. Sometimes we have people taking a picture of their uniform when they clock in. That way we can actually set the standard because quality assurance starts from the top down. It's not just when they clean the building. It's the owner. How are you protecting the quality of the brand that you're building? How are you protecting the state of mind of the cleaner? In the Clean Check app, it has a place that says, how are you feeling today? Now, why do I want to know how they feeling today? Because I don't see them. I have two people that's working for me that I ain't seen yet. And they've been in the building for 2 years and I ain't seen them. But I still can see how they feeling. That way I can tell my team, hey, something is wrong with him today, right? One of the dude put a straight face, and you know what was the wrong? He didn't have the supplies. So then I got to say, why do we ain't got supplies in the building? I didn't have to go drive out there to see what's going on. I looked at right here on my phone, and damn, he don't. Okay, cool, right? And to be honest with you, I have somebody to actually do that too. Right, my VAs actually do that. So I'm just cutting out all of the loops that I have and just say that I do that because I do go in and look at my clean check sometimes, but I really don't have to because I got people to handle that for me, right? And so hopefully to answer your question, I go a little long with it sometimes. All right, they underbid here so bad. I'm looking into other cities and other legalities of it. Okay, so all right, so what makes you think they underbid so bad? So have you done market research on what your competitors are doing in the area? That's something that you can actually do with AI. So if you're saying they're underbidding, look around the area that you're in. I think you said you're in Mississippi. Yeah, is that you in Mississippi? Okay, look at Mississippi area. As ChatGPT said, in this area, I need you to do a research for me. See whether the competitors charging or what cleaning companies are charging for this price in this area. Okay, then where you can see what they're charging in that area. If it's when it shows you, tell it to give you a low and a high range for what people are charging. Then maybe you can start with the low range. And if it may be some things that they don't see the brand. I mean, they don't feel that you're branded enough. Okay, so how I'm gonna put this? Let's say it this way. When Jordans come out, it don't matter the price, they're gonna pay them, right? Because Jordan is a brand, right? So Jordans come out, they 300, they gonna buy them. 350, somebody gonna buy them. 450, they gonna buy them. So it's not the price. You get too cheap on some Jordan, folks ain't gonna buy them. They don't want them cheap Jordan. It's the brand. So when you walk into a store and you got a Louis bag or a Gucci bag and the brand is like, wait a minute, this $100. This ain't real. I don't want this. It's not the price. It's the brand. So if you're branded enough and you're seeing and they're seeing you consistently, then they can feel like, hey, I can pay that price, right? That's what I think it may be. And that's what I'm testing on my end as well. Because when I first started, I could not get the prices that I get today. I couldn't charge people because I didn't have a name. They didn't know me. So basically what I was going in to honor the truth, I was saying to people, man, what y'all paying y'all last people? We can come in. I'm bidding what they was already paying. I'm planning to bring a better service for the same price that they just got rid of somebody that wasn't doing a good service. And a lot of time, the reason why they wasn't getting a good service because they were bidding low. So I had to come in and make sure the show. I make sure I upgrade the level of service. But then when I want to put people in the buildings, I didn't have the money to put people in the building because I was doing the cleaning at the time. So I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna bid it, I'm gonna make sure it's clean, and it works for me. But when I start putting people in position, it didn't work. So what I have to do, I have to build a brand. I have to make sure they know that, hey, he's gonna be on time. I have to go and talk to these people. I have to build a relationship, right? I'm gonna tell you another thing. It depends on how you get in your people. If you're doing cold calling, you're doing outreach. You sometimes I find that you have to find out. You have to haggle a lot more prices. Okay, if you're doing cold outreach, them would have been the ones that I had to go low on because I'm interrupting your day to give you my service. So I need to give you a deal to show you that I'm worthy. Now, what I found out now that I created local presence OS for my website, which is allowing me to do AI and SEO searches. Again, W.A.D.E Global AI. That's the engine for my cleaning company, and it helps other cleaning companies grow. Shameless plug. But anyway, now that I have AI search and SEO search, I'm having people to hit my website, and I'm seeing the data on the website hits. And I'm also having something that they call a heat map. Now, I didn't mean to go this deep into business, but this is about building a brand. I can actually see when you scan on my website where you click off my website. So if you're not going all the way down to fill out the form, I can see how many people are clicking, and I can go and analyze my website and say, okay, something in the middle of this website, a lot of people are clicking off my site for this. I can see where you go and where you come when you hit my website and when you leave. Okay, so that's about building the brand. We used to couldn't do that. We used to couldn't, but with AI we can. And I'm your man. So meet me at the Clean Biz Network, man. I mean, not Clean Biz Network. Meet me at the Clean Biz Conference if you can, man. And we can sit down and chop it up, or you can set up a consultation and we can actually talk a little bit more. And I can see how I can help your business grow to the level that you want to get to. And if you want to go in other legalities, other areas, again, I don't know how long you've been in business. That might be a good thing because some rural areas they might not have a lot of competition, right? So that might be a good thing. So good chiming in. Will this live be saved? Wait, I missed the beginning of the live. Yeah, it's saved. It's gonna be on my YouTube channel, YouTube page. If you I hit a like, man. Yeah, then let me hit a like and subscribe. Let me do that too. Hit a like and subscribe. Somebody like and subscribe, man. I appreciate the love. Like and subscribe. Share the YouTube page. Let me get more subscribers. I'm ready to turn this thing into the next level. I want to get my following back up, my views back up because I was in the YouTube and then I took a year and a half off for a reason that I don't want to disclose now, but you will see and understand it as I continue to go. But I took a while off and now I got to build that traction up before I get into the AI and how to put it into your cleaning company and how to actually build your brand with AI and stuff like that. I want to actually start to get traction again, to get some people coming in regular, to see that I'm not talking over people's head because a lot of people are scared of this AI thing. And I'm tripping because it reminds me of when I was hustling in the street and Facebook came out and we wouldn't get on Facebook because we was like, man, the police gonna be on Facebook. But then I'm crazy. I'm all on Facebook now. But it was just showing the that ignorance, man. Ignorance is the lack of knowledge, and a lot of lack of knowledge holds people back from the greatness that they have within. And so I'm here as a vessel to actually tap into that, help you tap into that greatness, whether it's through the cleaning business, through AI, through coaching, through helping you move into another area. We can definitely help that as well. But man, I've had a good time with y'all today. Let me see if I got any more people talking. Man, Aquaman, thank you for chiming in and asking good questions. Cleantastic LLC, I appreciate you shouting in from Sean Andrew. I appreciate that as well. Assured Comfort chiming in. I appreciate that. Man, it's amazing. It's amazing to have people finally starting to come in again and me getting back to it. The replay will be up on my YouTube live. You will see shorts and stuff about the replay as well, so you don't have to worry about missing it. Is there any other questions that you want to talk about before I go? About quality assurance. Quality assurance. Do you know what quality assurance is? Do you have things for quality assurance? Right? Do you think it's important? Right? Do you think it's important? Well, let's chime in before I get out, because as long as y'all coming back, I love to keep talking. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love this. This is what I do this for. I really sit in my station right here in my launch pad and watch YouTube all day. I watch YouTube all day. I learn all day long. And this is why I'm telling you this, because you want a team, okay? You want a team to build. And I tell my team the same thing. If you don't have time to focus on watching and learning, you work with someone that does. So therefore, they're an extension of your team. So if you're in the field, if you're looking to scroll your business, if you're looking to do other things in your life that you haven't figured it out yet, work with someone that has the time to study and that can get you to the next level, because that's the extension of your arm, right? You don't just have to look for boots on the ground. I told people this when I was doing my VA services. When I started it, I told them they was building the business incorrectly because they was looking at people putting in the building when VAs was a lot more reliable than the people showing up into the building. So I show people how to turn their back and build their building this way. You are already in the business. You are already in the building. Use some of the capital that you are bringing in to get you a team that can work behind you that's consistent. Then when you got that team together, you actually turn back around and put people in the building. Now you're not topsy-turvy or going back and forth trying to balance this whole thing. Because if you have some reliable VAs, they're very reliable. They'll show up. They're very reliable. So if you have those on your team, right, then guess what? You can actually build a team from the other way around. You get that stable, and then you go back to hire people because that's going to be unstable. But at least you have some stability to stand on. That was one of my secret weapons, was building with my VAs first. I ain't gonna lie. While I was doing what I was doing and getting more and more contracts, I had callers and admin and social media people. I was building that, and then I realized that, hey, I love doing this. So then I said, let me go ahead and help others do this because it's such a gold mine. Now I done moved on to AI, and I'm like, wait, I got to show people this because this is where it's at. This allows you to see the numbers that you've been missing the whole time to actually help you scale your business the right way and not feel that your competitors are doing anything that you don't know, because you can actually scan your competitors as well. What keywords are they searching for? What are they ranking for? What are they doing? What move have they made? Right? You can know all of that. Now, of course, you got to have some income to actually be doing this, set this stuff up. But you first need to have the knowledge that it actually exists. So first, when you open up your mind, then you can actually start to pour other things in it. I'm gonna show you something. So I got this water bottle right here, right? And this is the mind, okay? Now, if I pour water in this and keep pouring water and pour water and pour water and pour water and pour water, it gets to a point where the water is going to start going over and I'm going to get wet. So what I tend to do is stretch out the context of your mind so where more water can hold in, and then you have a full way to go. So that's what I do, okay? So while that we are actually moving into the realm of the world of AI, this is where you can get it from. This is where I'm gonna talk about it all the time. So I'm the AI guru around here. I've not met a person that know more AI than me, and I read around different people. I go around other people other than myself that look totally different than me, and I'm still one of the top. No, I am the top in that arena as well. So I have really just sat here and studied for months, days, hours, not going to sleep, like literally, because I see the gold mine. I see the benefits that I can bring to the smaller people like yourself, like myself, right? I can see that you can create $1 million advertisement like they do in the Super Bowl with a prompt. I see that you can have cinematic stuff coming out with a prompt. I see that, right? I done went off on the AI, all right, but let me bring it back. I skipped one. Thanks for the information. I'm asking Gemini now, and I did cold calling, so I need to upgrade on some things Gemini told me. I'm very competitive. I'm in a very competitive market, and the like button was hit on entering. Appreciate that, Clean Task, and I appreciate you fast on the wishing ain't doing enough. Wishing ain't doing enough. I said something, you move. Hey, wishing ain't doing enough. That's exactly what the movement is about. I test something, you move, you get Gemini. I see you like Gemini though. I see you like Gemini. Hey, Gemini, I ain't gonna lie, Gemini more cool though. Gemini cool than the mug. I talk to Chat GPT like a professor. I talk to Claude Cole brush it down. I talk to Gemini like, man, what up, fam? But then if you talk to Grok start cussing. I was talking to Grok one day. Grok said, what the F? I said, whoa, you cussing now? I said, wow. Oh man. So each LLM that you use has a different personality. And some of you don't even know that if you use a Chat GPT, you can go in your settings and you can actually change it from personality to cynical. And it makes your Chat GPT brand new. Like you can change the settings inside the settings. I'm gonna do a webinar or something like that on that. If you like learning more about AI, man, let me know. Let me know that y'all like a little bit of AI, and I'll go ahead and start busting down the AI knowledge to y'all right then, and I can help you scale faster. You can do it yourself, right? With AI, you can do a lot of things yourself. If they say, I told the person this, I was doing the AI coaching, and I told the person this. They said, I don't have a team. I don't have a team. I need a board. And I told them this: if AI is replacing people's job, right? Now follow me on this. Then why are you not getting AI? Why are you still looking for people? Why don't you get AI if it's replacing people? You get AI to learn that, and then you get the people that learns how to teach them how to use AI. Then you can get the people, because now people need to know what they need to learn to actually run the companies. And there you go. So it's just the world is a little different in business now. All right. And so again, hey, don't talk AI, man. You're gonna see a whole nother me come out. But yeah, Gemini is amazing. I just want to give you some more tips on AI. Depends on the client. My government contracts aren't big on compliance and quality. Dang. Man, I need some. Hey, wait a minute. Hey, wait. Hey, you got that course ready? Hey, you got that course ready? Hey, Christian, you got that course ready? Hey, Christian Gilbert, follow him, Aquaman Cleaning. He has a government contract course. And they not big on compliance and quality? What? That's, oh gosh. So that means you could put people in the building, and as long as you doing a pretty decent job, that they don't give you no complaints. That's what I got from that. Let me know if it's true. That you don't get too many complaints. That changes the game. Because wow, I didn't know that. So that's big. Hey, you got that course though? If you're still in there, you got that course, fam. Let me see. Let me give me a link to the course. I think I need to see what's going on with government contracts. Cause see, that could be another arsenal of what I'm doing. Let's see, we got about 25, 26 buildings right now. And another thing is too. Another thing I found out for y'all that's in the business, you don't need that many people on your team. A lot of times we think we need 10, 20 people on the team. We're trying to staff all the building. If you get you a good solid 5 or 6 folks and they want to work, you can build your business to where you can get out of it. I know it. I did it. I ain't got about 6 people on the team, but I got money coming in and we growing. I'm able to sit back. I done put people in place. I didn't need all them people I was having at first. But again, it depends on how many buildings you got. I just got 25, right? I just got 25. So you might have 50, you know what I mean? And then you might have 8-hour days. You might have a full 40-hour week. You know what I mean? So I can't just say that per se, but I did realize that it ain't how many people I have, it's the quality of people that I keep. And that comes along with quality assurance and hiring. Quality assurance is all the way around it. How are you hiring your people? I know about a guy right now. He ain't even do filling out no application. He just hire him. I was like, man, what? And then he getting turnovers. I'm like, what? You don't make him go through a process? No, I just hire him, put him in the building. Okay, how's that working out for you? They leaving. They keep leaving. And I'm thinking this. Get the information. And then another thing I seen him do, he paid him after the first day. I said, no, fam, no. Why are you paying them after the first day of work? I'm just trying to see if they like it and they gonna come back. No, because I'm not gonna pay them every day. I don't want a day labor mindset. Those people that need to get paid that fast, they're not good people. I'm gonna tell you the truth, they're not good people. If you're working with somebody that need to get paid that day, or they can't wait, they what you got for them, unless you have a full-time job, they're gonna cause issues. Because what we have in the cleaning industry, just from my perspective over the years I've been doing, it's extra money, extra income. It's not something that you gonna be paying your mortgage off of, you know what I mean? Or rent or whatever. So when you get people that needing money and you saying, I want to help them, that's the worst people to put on your team. because what happens is they needing the money now. Now you're trying to pay them more. You're trying to make sure they get their money on time. You're trying to, well, not on time, but you're trying to make sure you can get it to them, and you're trying to. It's just too much. And I'm just speaking from my experience. My experience has been that if people say they needing money now and they looking for the job with me, they haven't been the best. I like working with people that's a little older, and they show up on time. They a little slower though, but the longer they getting paid what you told them they're gonna pay, they fine. Man, I tell you, the people that I got, the older, two people I ain't seen, they older people. I was going with some younger people. I was going with some people I wanted to help, and I seen the money, but the money don't transfer from me to them as fast as they want it, right? Because I can't pay you, or I'm not gonna pay you top dollar in a building that I know that you don't have an experience in yet, and I don't see the quality of work. Now, if you work in the building enough, and I don't have to send my inspector behind you, and you're getting good ratings, then okay, we're gonna take that percentage up to where it could be a little better, but not when we first start. No, and I'm not paying you after the first day. I'm gonna tell you something else. I've had people that show up to work one day, and then show up again. That was free labor because they didn't even show up to get their check, and I didn't chase them down. I'm not chasing you down to get your money. You didn't show up to my job, and so what happened was they was embarrassed, I guess. I've had many people that do that. Show up for 1 or 2 days and then don't show up again, just quit, and they don't even go get their money. And you know what I mean? And I'm not chasing you down to give it to you because you didn't even let me know that you were gonna quit. You just didn't show up. So hey, and you didn't come get your bread. So I say that to say people do different things to try to keep people. Money is not the motivation to keep somebody. If they're not going to be a good worker, they're not going to be a good worker. If you don't hire quality people, if you don't fan through them, a shift through them, if you don't let them go through something to get the job, you're making it too easy for them. I mean, come on, man. You can work. Just come on, man. I'll show you the building tomorrow. No, man, you got a process. You got a process. Go ahead and fill this out right here. We're going to have your interview. If they don't show up to the interview, they shouldn't have showed up to the job. They're not going to show up and be that person you need, right? So, hold up. What do you mean when we say government depends on the company? And the next one. Bingo. Oh, so it is true. Okay, so it is true. So they do not have. Okay. Oh yeah, you sold me now. You sold me on that one, Aquaman. You sold me now. I'm definitely. Hey, you can cancel Nashville, Bubba. Nashville is around the county. ACS is going for them, baby. I'm just joking. You know, I work with you, man. I go, I ain't gonna do you like that, but no, I'm definitely gonna tap into that though, because if you put people in the building and then they not that what you said, what's that word you said? Compliance and quality. They just then hey, it's cool. It's cool. Well, fellas, team, cleaning business owners, ladies, gentlemen, VAs, whoever's here. Hey, I'm signing off, man. What's your name doing enough? We gotta go get it.